So all to play for here in the final race of the day, the modified A final leg 2, King of Clubs. It's between Ollie Jeffries in the yellow and white car and his old adversary Chris Granger in the white and the purple, and they're away cleanly. This is the second leg of the fight. Oh, and straight away Granger gets through. That's a surprise. Granger managed to get the win in the first leg on the very last corner, the very last lap. In fact, here we kind of side-checked Jeffries and took the win. So this is a situation where it's a two-leg final. Jeffries qualified top by actually winning every single qualifying round, and then was remarkably surprised to see Granger right on his backside for the whole of the 5 minutes of the first final and then win it. But if Jeffries can win this one, he will win overall because it goes back to count back on qualifying. So they go around in this very, very tricky West London circuit. It looks deceptively easy, but there's all sorts of curves to catch you out, bumps. It's quite a bumpy track. It's been down for 10, 11 years. There's micro bumps everywhere, and the cars scuttering about. You can probably hear the Lexus touching ground as we watch these cars sweep around the bottom of the track again as close as possible. And it's great to see top touring car action back after, of course, a long break caused by COVID. These two, of course, two of the four who kind of led the way within touring car racing in the UK. The others being Elliot Harper, he's actually retired. I think he's about 27. He's retired from racing over the last year or so. And Andy Moore, the former world champion from 2006, of course, now lives in Bangkok. I'm sure the life of Riley out there, though it's pretty actually hotter here today in West London than it is in Bangkok at the moment. But Granger, I think an 8-time British champion with several chassis now on the Automatics, and Jeffries has won the last 3 or 4 with a mixture of Schumacher and X-Ray, but he is running the X-Ray now in his famous race paint. Now, actually, this is an interesting battle because we had a battle of their sons earlier today. Casey Granger and Harry Jeffries were in the same heat in the 17.5, both young lads. Harry's about 8. I think Casey's a little bit older, and Harry did actually out-qualify Casey. They're both looking pretty good, and interestingly, Chris told us that Casey had never actually raced at West London, so the second generation will be doing this. But of course, these two guys have been racing this close in British touring car racing for probably 15 years plus. And now go down the bottom of the circuit. See, it's a very sweeping technical circuit. You come in this right-hander, and this deceptively simple-looking sweep, the left-right, is actually a very, very tricky D, and there's a kind of a minefield of curves. You want to go, oh, and then talking about minefield curves, everyone straight away. Granger just clipped the inside there on the West London loop and, well, just went. And then he's been worked this week again. So he takes it tight and he just takes a little bump or bobble there on the West London loop. And Jeffrey says, thank you very much. I'll take the lead and I'll move myself into pole position for the victory in the King of Clubs round 4. The championship that encompasses races in Colchester, in Ada, in Eastbourne, and of course here in West London as well. So now Granger's got it all doing. Jeffrey's actually stretching out a little bit. He went out really well at the start of the first leg on his new tyres, but Granger closed him down. And interesting, a couple of corners later, so they got through. And you can see that it should be a straight line, but it's quite difficult to do a straight line. A, because of the speed you carry into that chicane, and secondly, obviously, you aren't seeing it quite as clearly as you are from our secondary camera. Granger now sniffing all round the back of Jeffries. With Jeffries used to this pressure, he's been followed by Granger, he's led Granger, he's been followed by the world champions and European champions for many, many years. Because these, unfortunately, last year and a half, we've all been stuck to competing just in our own countries. And King of Clubs and Club and the National Touring Car Racing has seen Jeffries really dominate, and it's interesting to see here in the King of Clubs the last round he was actually beaten by Carl Branson but out-qualified as well, and now he's been kind of like pegged back again at this particular round. I mean, it's interesting. Oh, he made a mistake, and through goes Granger there. Again, it was that little curve problem. He hobbled up, and then suddenly Granger found a way through. So great move there. Again, it's a kind of opportunist tight in. This second right-hander just does too much up, lost the drive, and Granger said thank you very much because he was, wow. They were as close as they can be. He's managed to hold it, but no, he's made a mistake. And he's come back in again. Wow, 3 times the lead changed. I think the lead changed at every single corner. So double mistake. I think what it was as Ollie came tighter to get up the inside of Granger there. What happened was basically that Chris was able to get the power better on than Ollie was, and he's back in the lead again. So it's honours even with just about 40 seconds or so to go. So it's 83. Oh, what a massive oversteer moment, but Jeffries couldn't take advantage of that because Granger was having that fishtail right in his face. And that wasn't a possibility for Jeffries to get past. But Granger here, absolutely against the run of play, what we've seen so far today, is maintaining the lead. Jeffries is unstoppable all day in the searing heat of West London. It's not often you say that. It's normally the searing rain. Oh, and Jeffries touched. They've touched. But now Jeffries waits. That's very good sportsmanship there from Jeffries. He just carried a bit. He had enough speed coming to the bottom of the corner there, but he just couldn't get through cleanly. So nicely he waits. But we're now down to the last lap, I think, and there's could be one more. But no, so the last lap, so Grange just has to hold his line for the next few corners. He's going to pull off exceptionally unlikely victory, and just showing that age has not withered him. Even at the verified age of much younger than me, Grange is going to take it as a win for Chris Grange, who wins the King of Clubs round 4 modified from Jeffries, who followed him, led him. But in the end, it's Chris Grange who rolls back the years and wins the modified final.